Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in either on my live DNA portal activation here on the 1221 portal, as well as the winter solstice. So, happy winter solstice, and thank you for joining me. So, um, one of the things just before we jump into the activation, the live activation that I was guided to do today, which is going to be totally just channeled in whatever comes through, I wanted to bring to your attention the importance of preparing for 2022. It is going to be so important that you take and do an inventory of your life and all areas life, your love, and livelihood. We're all being called up and we're all being called to the next level. So it's going to be so important that you take the time to decide what you want to go with you going forward and to really take a look at who am I and what did I come here for and what gifts do I have to offer the world and what how can I put those into implement those into my daily actions. So, one of the things that we're really being guided to do as we move into this Capricorn energy coming up here at the beginning of January is to start to implement more discipline into our lives. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to say hello. Also, let me know how this activation does for you as we go through it, either at the end or on the replay. Either way, you're going to gain just as much out of it. So, definitely let me know how you do with that. But we are being asked to embody everything from heaven to earth as far as like what we've been learning. And so, as a lot of people probably know, that Venus is in retrograde now, and it started at this full moon that we had. Hello, Sarah. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Tiffany. Hello, everyone. And I have everyone from Instagram to YouTube and also a couple different Facebook pages. So I want to welcome and acknowledge all of you and thank you for joining me. So as I was saying, Venus is in retrograde and we, that's taking this really deep dive into the femininity of looking at who we are as, it doesn't matter if you're man or woman, it matters that we're connecting to our vulnerable sides, our deepest, darkest sides that we've separated from, and we're collecting all those shadows and all those parts of ourselves. So as we move forward into 2022, we are going to be unleashing all of this potential, all of this energy, all of this connection to the heavens. And so it's going to be a time to start to add in discipline and structure and start to take a look at from a standpoint of we're multidimensionally going through this portal that marks the solstice and this 1221 portal. We're going through this portal and letting go and dissolving all of the old templates, all of the old ways. But yet we are implementing and we've already been practicing new ways. But because, we haven't totally flipped any switches here and the collective energy still has both going on in these dichotomies, we're going to be asked to really make a choice to shift on what side of the fence we are, especially if you have been ascending and doing the inner work. You can expect that by the time about April comes of next year, that you're moving into purpose, you're moving into more passion, you're moving into more love. But now is the time to decide where you're going to take your energy. So as much as you might feel, say, even with the holiday season, a lot of people tend to get emotional, a lot of physical exhaustion, and all of these things. It's going to be important to create a daily practice of self-love and to take a look at your own thoughts, feelings, emotions, action. What can you do to support yourself, to stand up, show up, speak up, and to physically be able to remove the interference of this energy that is blocking your body, because your body is trying to embody and integrate with all of that higher energy as our chakras and as our meridians in our body, of all these channels and all these portals of energy that's running through it. We have separated from the source that we are, and because we've separated from that source, it's creating a disconnect between us and the source creator within. And so we're needing to return to that oneness of our inner state, our inner natural being. And this has been happening on the spiritual side, and even some on the mental and emotional side, but it's needing to happen on the physical side so that you can begin to incorporate everything it came to here to do, as mentioned. So I wanted to invite you to take just a mental review right now of what you've done through this ascension process, or maybe your whole life, but especially in these last 3 to 5 years. And take a pause for a second and give yourself some credit for the work you've done. We tend to look too much into the future and be like, what more is to do? What more lessons do I have to learn? What else do I need to do? But in this energy that we have with Venus in retrograde over the next 6 weeks, there's going to be a little bit of this pause, and almost like if you're trying to go forward and move too fast and too quickly, you're going to feel like you're in molasses or in your mud. And so one of the things, hello everyone. So one of the things also is that the north nodes astrologically are moving from Gemini and into Taurus. And so what that is preparing us for the next 2.5 years, okay? And this is happening all at this time in Capricorn, going into the new year at the end of this month, as we go through this portal that I'm talking about. It's helping us look within and to connect with more strength within ourselves, more ability to feel safe within ourselves, more stability and sustainability. And it's going to start to, if you already had problems with patience, the next 2.5 years are going to be more of a slow, steady, and from a place of like anchoring in everything we've been learning for the last few years. But in that slow and steady, you're going to also be looking at it from this place, or being asked to do it from this place of a huge amount of surrender. So if you've already been having with surrender, then know that in these next 3 to 4 months, and especially going through this portal into January, you will be really tested on surrender, so you can go ahead and dissolve all of those templates that you are letting go of, the ones that haven't been serving you. So as I mentioned, it's going to be super important to take an inventory here. Like, take an inventory of what is going with you into 2022 and through this portal today and the winter solstice, and choose to let go of what's not serving you. Choose to let go of what's not, taking you forward in a positive manner. And it's going to come from this place of introspect, and a lot is going to take place through this time. There's going to be a lot of reconciliation in relationships. And hello, everyone. So relationships with the twin flame, with parents, people are going to potentially even return in your life that you haven't saw in a while, so you can take back power that you've lost and implement your new ways of standing up, showing up, and speaking up for yourself. So, is an example of that. We are in this then going through another layer of the rebirth into the next phase of who we are. And that's why you're going to be tested to look at, who am I in this? And I don't care if you've already kind of went through this multiple times through this ascension process. It's going through layers and layers and layers of letting go, upgrading, activating, downloading, expanding, and then, oh, I feel great, I'm liberated. And then next thing you know, shadows come in and you start the cycle over, okay? So I want you to know one thing. those cycles will continue as long as you're in human form. What you're doing is you are building the tools in your toolbox that's going to help get you through the process. So this is where I'm saying too, take inventory on what it is you have to offer people. If you have not stepped out in trust and start to move forward in a place of your purpose or your mission, and you're not creating, so that's even a better way to put this. You need to put that energy into creation, because if you're not putting your energy into motion at this point, what's happening is you will create more chaos for yourself. You're going to make more confusion for yourself, and you're going to repeat the cycles that you don't want, because that energy needs to be expressed. And if you're not expressing it and creating with it, it's going to be like an implode within yourself. And you're going to just keep revisiting those cycles. So know that the goal here is insight, like a deep insight of what you desire, because you are the creator. And where I said we're separated from the creator, it's really us that's co-creating. And we create all these experiences for us to go through these situations so that we can learn from them. So we need to start seeing those things as part of the process and part of take responsibility, take ownership of what our responsibility is for it. And the minute you can do that, especially like on this twin flame journey, you can stop and let go of the pointing fingers and the blaming. Hello, Melissa. Hello, everyone that's coming in. And hello, everybody on Instagram, Facebook, everyone. Thanks for your comments. So the whole point of what I'm talking about is sovereignty, and to be the sovereign soul that we came here to be. And to do that, though, is creating more of an independence, but also interdependence. So we're trying to learn to interact with all these other people in and around us, that we can create more harmonious relationships. That being your twin flame, your parents, your friends, family, anyone. It doesn't matter. Everyone really is your mirror, and you should, use everyone as your mirror so you can look within. So one thing that I've been shown, yes, be a sovereign soul. Love it. Yep. That's the goal, sovereign soul. Write that down. So, if you haven't picked a word for this coming up year, choosing to be a sovereign soul is huge, because of all the division in the planet and the universe and the collective. The way we heal that is within ourselves if we want to make a difference. So the more free we can become, the more unified, aligned we can become, the more we help heal the collective. And as we take back this power and we start to move within, that everything's putting us through in this, then what we have been doing is being like, from, say, the twin flame collective has been like, where's my lover? Where's my lover? And I'm telling you what 2022 is going to be is I am the lover. So we're going from where's my lover to I am the lover. And, if that's you, let me know if you're already experiencing that, whether it be here live or on the replay. So what I wanted to do today, being it is the portal, and I feel like we're probably getting several people in here now to get kind of moving. I wanted to give a little bit of warm up and a little bit of background of kind of what I've been feeling and seeing, and share with you here. But what I want to, we're going to set the premises of this DNA activation that's going to be totally channeled. I don't even know what it's going to be or how it's going to go. So be sure and stay tuned, because I'm going to start it here in a second. So if you're not kind of sitting down and comfortable and getting ready, I would recommend you do that here in a second. But I want to bring up 3 big things that you can prepare for, that you should do during this portal, that will set you up for 2022, that will help you in that slower energy, help you surrender, help you become stronger in who you are. All right. Because if this is root energy, we're rooting the root into our root and into the core of Mother Earth. And that is, I told you, who am I? But to know who you are, you need to know, what are my values? So start to look and I encourage you to write it down, make it happen. I encourage you to, we have a new moon coming up on the 2nd of February, and it's going to be in Capricorn. Between now and the 2nd of February, start making mental notes, start writing some things down. But on the 2nd of February, make sure to break out that journal and get super clear and set some intentions for your new year. Because if any year ever, this is your goal and this is your time, this should be your goal. This is your time to really get clear on what you want and write it down. Because, and a lot of people don't like to do goal setting. I call it intention setting for that reason. People don't like goals because goals are, they think ego, and SMART goals is smart, measurable, attainable, and taking action, kind of, so to speak, to bring that into form. However, an intention goes deeper than that, because the intention comes from the soul, and it's connecting to the inspiration of your soul. And the inspiration is inspire and to bring in and to, to create from the heavens to the earth that we're going to be doing. But if all years, this is your year to write it down, make it happen. Okay. And to do this between now and the 2nd of January. And that way you're going into January, and a couple key questions I would have you put on there is, what are my intent? That's a good one. That wasn't on there, but let's add that to the list. What are my intentions? What do I want to create? Okay. But to really know who you are, to anchor in that I am presence in your root chakra, you need to know what your values are. And the reason we need to do this is because we've been programmed, and we've been breaking all these programs of all these belief systems of others, and we're creating our own belief systems now. So we need to know what our belief systems are. And our belief systems come from a foundation of core values. So what do you value? What is your values? What do you want going forward in the value of what brings you a sense of power and empowerment and pleasure and peace and passion and the sovereignty? What is going to give that to you? What are my needs is the second one. What are my needs? What is it you need in order for you to be able to, have the strength and the vitality that you need to be able to sustain a consistency in your daily routine? Because as way showers, we came here to get it done. And now we got to take the action to get it done. We have to show up. We can't keep staying in bed, like go through with the ascension flu. We have to be able to show up and, put into motion all the thought ideas. And it gets confusing, because if you're like me, and if you are, let me know, I have 20 books going at one time through my head. And I've actively got, 2 that I'm writing, and another 3 to 5 that's like on a shelf to put things in that's coming in at the same time. So it can be real easy to go into this distraction mode that can prevent us from taking action that we need to take action, because we get overwhelmed. And it's like, where do I even start with this? And that's why you need a daily regimen, a daily practice of filling up your love bank first. And that could be like making sure you get in meditation and do some gratitude journaling, do some movement. It is time to put the energy into motion. So the more you can move to get those energy channels moving in your body, the better it's going to be. If you've been watching me, you've been listening to me say this, because I can't say that enough. So what are my needs? From a standpoint also of, when it comes to needs, there's a difference in needing and needy. Okay. Sometimes you're not open to receiving, and therefore you put everybody first, or you're so caring about everyone but yourself and put yourself last. Well, this is the time for you to reel it in and look at yourself under that introspective microscope that I'm talking about, and put yourself first. Create the self-love first within yourself. And the more you have within you, the more energy you have to help other people and to put your mission into motion. So the other thing in that, you need to look at, what are you willing to commit to? So what am I willing to commit to? And the key is, and I talk with a lot of people, and a lot of people have been saying that, they're going through these procrastination cycles or self-sabotage by procrastinating. So it's going to be super important that you make a commitment to a small task and something every day that moves you in that direction. I always recommend, I have a seize the day checklist. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the ways to go forward with me. So check that out because it's got a lot of things, choices you can make in your daily routine. That if you get 3 to 5 things done on those choices a day, you're doing good. Okay. If you're coming in from, say, Instagram, or you're coming in from Facebook and have not subscribed to me on YouTube, and you come to this video on YouTube and you go in my description, you will find some links of ways to move forward with me. And one of them is the Seize the Day checklist. So we need to be seizing our day, and we need to be showing up in a state of intentional action, but knowing that we're not off to the races, because a lot of people are also trying to get back to what they know, or their old routines, or their old life. And all we're doing is trying to strive. And I'll be honest, I've been doing the same thing, trying to strive to get back to the way I was last year, even. And it's gone. So how do we navigate in this new way in our new life and going forward? So, all right. So without further ado, I feel guided to start the DNA portal activation, and I'm just going to go with what comes through. Okay. I invite you to take a really deep breath as you begin to connect to your heart. Imagining within your mind's eye an orchid violet light in the diamond shape. This higher awareness that is activating you from that third eye in the pineal gland in order to open and expand your fourth eye for higher wisdom and higher consciousness, as we begin to invite in all the guides, all the angels, all the benevolent beings of light and the galactic council. Feeling that white light, the liquid love of God, begin to shower over you and envelop you and cocoon you within the energy. And if you have not already done so, I would recommend you closing your eyes as you begin to breathe in and out in equal harmonic breaths, in through your nose and preferably out through your mouth. Imagining this diamond light in the shape of a diamond beginning to expand and envelop your entire brain, head, your body, and expanding outward into your field. It continues to expand in, through, and around your entire being and your body. And I just realized what is coming through in that. It is the violet flame that is the gift of Saint Germain. And this does not surprise me with the portal of the 1221 portal ushering in this unity and the neutrality of the polarities between the masculine and the feminine. And not just around us, and not just with twin flames, and not just with all the collective, but mainly within ourselves. And this time as you breathe, I just want you to imagine an activation and a feeling of this diamond light coming in through your heart, also in the shape of a diamond. And the grid within your heart, that unified field within, that is creating the balance within your heart. And that energy from the heavens, the Christed energy, is coming in and creating an activation and a seeds of radiance within your heart. And continue to breathe in that love and that light. And continue to allow yourself to receive. So this energy in this portal is definitely very light, very airy, very beautiful, and very freeing. Feeling that warmth begin to expand from your heart and through your body. Being anointed with the grace of God. Allowing that grace of God begin to activate every chakra and all the DNA and all the codes within your body. Those feminine Christ codes and those Sophia codes from the heavens to the earth as we begin to anchor and embody them within our soul. And the heart is the seat of the soul that is opening up from the heavens as we begin to do an activation of your higher heart and expanding your higher awareness and receiving the Christed energy through your breath. And I can feel a lot of activation going on collectively with the third eye. And this has been because we have been awakening to more, elevating more, going to higher dimensions and higher levels than even before. But at the same token, we're embodying this energy. And in the embodiment and the integration, we're going to now breathe in that light and just picture and imagine it washing over you in every cell of your body, your being, your blood, and your bones, being able to cleanse you, purify you, release this bondage and the baggage, and dissolve with ease and grace all the things that are not working for you. Choose to let it go and choose to allow to come to the surface that which is not working from a subconscious standpoint of what's blocking you. What is blocking you from going forward? What is blocking you from taking action? What is blocking you from being able to be your best version of who it is that you came here to be? And it's these codes that are awakening inside of you, representing that grace, giving you the gift of your soul's blueprint, of your spiritual gifts within. The more you allow, the more you open up, and the more you receive, the more you activate that which is already inside of you. So we're holding space right now to allow, to open, and to receive. As we expand into that higher consciousness and wisdom, and we open up that soul star, and we begin to give birth to ourselves and our higher selves through that crown chakra. Allowing the divine creativity and the innate intelligence of the heavens come in, integrating within you. More love, more light, that's going to give you that liberation that you came here to embody and experience and integrate in all areas of your life. And I feel this sense of collective betrayal right now. And if you've been experiencing pain in between your shoulder blades, there's a sense of these cords of attachment to betrayal. And you keep looking over your shoulder and looking and waiting to see when someone is going to abandon you or betray you again. And that is the past. You have to let go of those stories. You have to release that wound. We're going to ask that all the guides and the angels and the ascended masters begin to heal, and especially Archangel Raphael right now. And also Mother Mary is coming in as well to heal that inner child and return to the innocence of that who we are, that we can reconnect to the natural state of our being. Knowing that when we remove all of this interference and we connect back to that source energy of who we are, that has a natural state of healing that doesn't take medicine, doesn't take a doctor, and doesn't take an advisor. It's inside of you. You might need the support to embody this from a human standpoint, but the power is inside of you. You have to stop giving away your power. You need to call back your power from every time, space, reality that you have either gave it away or you haven't owned it. So we're going to hold space as we call back the power from all time, spaces, and realities, all the way back to the golden city of pre-Atlantis. Cleansing and clearing all of those timelines. Cleansing and clearing all the generational bloodlines. Choosing to let go of the stories. Choosing to surrender to the outcome. Choosing to let down your walls of protection that are blocking you from receiving. De-armoring that mind, softening those thoughts. Believing in yourself, knowing it's your truth, and that you might have made choices that's got you where you're at that you don't like. But the power is you don't have to give up your power anymore. And you can make new choices. You will no longer be able to go back to the choices of the past without creating conflict and struggle and pain and suffering. This is your call to let it go. Thank the experiences that you've had, but you need to let go of every experience. And I invite you in this moment as we go through this portal and we enter the gates going forward into the new timeline, into 2022. And we move through it with balance and grace and ease. That's a choice that you have. I invite you to choose that and make that choice now. I choose to move forward with ease and grace. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to let go of that which no longer serves me. I choose to stand up, show up, and speak up for my truth. I choose to make a difference in the world. I choose to let my light shine. And that is what this whole thing is about you shining at your greatest potential and unlocking the hidden power inside of you so that you can integrate and embody that higher wisdom that wants to come in. And I invite you to invite that higher self and that higher wisdom and that truth in. Now, it's a choice. choosing to make your life more intentional and showing up every day in grace and in joy and in a place that we're not trying to race to some finish line here. That whatever you do by showing up is enough. And some days that might mean that you are showing up and doing 5 minutes of meditation and 5-minute walk for yourself. And maybe you don't have anything to give anyone, but find the innocence in yourself that was enough. I am more than enough. I choose to see myself as the great being that I am because I am connected to the light, the source of God. And that innate intelligence resides inside of my soul and my being and my body. I've never been separated. I choose to see myself as one with all that is. I choose to see myself with one with the source. Continuing just to breathe in this light and this love and picturing and imagining the harmonic balance of the wind and the waves and flow. Choose to be flexible. And loose structure is a really good way to put the structure I'm talking about, but it does take discipline. So you need to get and make that commitment to yourself first and foremost. And if you're still stuck on a person or your twin flame or the past, you're giving your power away. And there's no one to blame but you for that. And that's where you also have to come into a place of some self-forgiveness and choose to honor and accept yourself by accepting everything and everyone outside of you is a reflection of you and accepting who you are. And if you're seeing that outside of you and you're judging it, it's within yourself. That's the only place to correct it. This will bring balance to your imbalance. This will neutralize the dichotomies and the polarities. Going to bring that light in through the center of our chakras, starting at chakra 12, the golden chakra, and the stellar gateway. As we bring that light in from the heavens into the 11th chakra, the platinum chakra of the collective, and bringing that in through our 10th chakra, which is the divine creativity that has and stores all of your spiritual gifts that you're trying to connect to. We're going to ask that begin to activate and that you begin to allow that ancient wisdom and truth to reside inside of you. Removing all the interference, not just in your brain, your body, your breath, and your being, but in the soul vehicle of the Merkaba, all the way out through your unified field that you're radiating from the inside outward. Allowing that divine creativity to activate you, to awaken you, to expand who you are. It is greater than you could create from your mind when you let go and you choose to allow things to unfold and you practice the tolerance and the timing and the trust in yourself and your journey and your higher guidance. That will always lead you in the direction of more than you could have done from your mind. We're going to bring that innate intelligence and that galactic energy all the way through your chakra 9 now. It's where the Akashic records reside. And we're going to ask that the scroll be unfolded and it opens up and it begins to cleanse and clear and purify anything of the past that doesn't serve you. Choose to make a release here, a conscious release of those records that you've been bound to for many lifetimes, that has kept you bonded to soul contracts and to people and experiences through your karmic debts and your vows that you've taken. They no longer serve you anymore. Choose to let them go. Choose to be here now. Choose to allow now what serves your highest purpose, that it begin to come in to awaken you to more, to see more, to know more, to feel more, to connect more. And that allows and requires your sensitivity to heighten. So therefore, in your physical experience, you need to be cleansing. You need to go through a purification process of your mind, your nutrition, your body, and keep those fields, the field clear, and keep those channels open so that you're able to allow that energy to flow through you without restriction. And allowing in that process, we're going to ask the subconscious blocks start to release anything that no longer serves you. But if it's creating a pattern, and especially patterns in this lifetime that you've chosen your parents to learn certain lessons from in this life, and you've got a common pattern between your parents and every relationship that you've had, we're going to ask that that pattern comes up for you. That's a common theme, that you can reprogram that pattern and you can dissolve those patterns so that you can create new ones, and that you can navigate going forward from a place of grace. We're dissolving all of those templates, those blueprints, those timelines. And we're going to bring that energy in through and around now your soul star chakra, which is the gateways to the heavens, and soften that, open it, allow it to open. Allow yourself to receive. Activating your crown, opening your crown as we begin to ask that we reconcile anything within ourselves that needs to be reconciled, to be released, to be reprogrammed, to be repatterned, to be rewritten, and to rewrite our wrongs of the past. We ask for mercy and grace. And we choose to let go of the suffering and the sabotage that we keep putting ourselves through. As we reconcile that side of our soul that no longer serves us, we want to give thanks to that. We want to accept that. We want to honor that. We want to not try to cut off that side of ourselves, but really learn to love that side of ourselves, to be grateful for that side, be grateful for all those experiences, all the pain, all the suffering, finding the grace for the process, and finding, most importantly, radical acceptance of everything around us, which is accepting that which we are. And just releasing that energy. And now I want to invite you to do a review of where you are presently. From a higher consciousness or a subconsciousness, we want to bring those energies together into our right-left brain integration between those reasoning and the knowing. And we are going to ask for really deep insight, higher awareness, yet connecting to the core and the depths of our being in such a way that we find this grace and this gratitude through a higher understanding, because from a logical mind, it will never make sense. It will never make sense why you're to go forward overlooking certain things at this point. Is it worth your time to focus on? What you put your attention and you focus on, you're going to create more of. So start to put your attention on what you want to create, not what you don't like. Let that go. Let that dissolve. Let it be. And so in this review, let's begin to look at what you like about yourself, what you love about yourself, what you love about your life, what would make you feel love in all areas of your life, what will make you be loved, feel loved, show up as love, and share love. And when we finish this, I want you to write down these things that I'm saying. I want you to write down what it is in that review that you want to let go of and what it is in the review you want to create. And through this portal, choose to release that which you write down. Choose to be shown and ask to help you see the patterns that created this, so that you're ready to reprogram that. And all of this is creating the rebirth of the new. Our new identities, our new way to do things, our new way to navigate this journey, and to learn how to do it with kindness and compassion, peace, love, and harmony. And just breathe in this light now as it comes on back down and integrates with that violet diamond light in your third eye, as that pineal gland has been activating this entire time to awaken you, to awaken the DNA within your soul and your being and your body, to be able to elevate your higher consciousness and your higher wisdom and your higher truth, so you can have more insight and greater clarity. As we bring that wisdom and that light on in through your throat chakra, allowing your throat chakra to be cleared and to help you connect to your ability to express who you are in all areas of your life, and especially to show up and speak up for your truth, and to let go of that sense of persecution or the sense of fear of conflict. Anchoring that light back into the diamond light within your heart in that unified field that we already activated. As we begin to ground this through our lower chakras now and embody it with this Capricorn energy, as we begin to integrate with it in our lower system, our lower chakras, that solar plexus, and we're gaining and calling the power back for all that we've lost, and anchoring that into our solar plexus. It begins to activate our sacral chakra for that creative abundance, and locking into our root chakra as we declare, I am enough. I am more than enough. I have inside of me everything I need. I am open, willing, and ready to step forward in faith. I trust this process, and I believe in myself enough to know that I came here for a reason, and I have inside of me what it's going to take to get it done. Embodying all of that energy into the root chakra, as we begin to now anchor it down through our legs and out our feet, and we anchor from the heavens to the earth into the core Mother Earth, connecting from heaven to earth and from the inner to the outer, and through the heavens and then the collective, as we all begin to unite as one heart, one love, and one universal soul that is free. And most importantly, through this process of choices, I choose to be me. I choose to be free. I choose to go forward and take actions that support my highest good. And take another breath as you begin to embody that energy. You let go of any of the lower frequencies. And we're going to ask that the guides and the angels begin to clear and correct any imbalances, any frequencies here for anyone in this present or that comes into this. And we're going to ask that we collect any of the fragments of our soul and retrieve anything that we've lost that we need. And that we connect to a higher version of ourselves through this process. And that all this energy begins to seat in our soul between now and going forward through these next 6 to 8 weeks. This energy will be fruitfully multiplying in you. And your biggest job will be to be, just be, and just receive, and just show up. And that's more than enough. Another couple deep breaths as we anchor and embody back into our space, into our bodies, and into our beings. And so it is, and so it be. Namaste. Whoa. Okay, let me know how that activation supported you, how you felt, any experiences you might have had. And I appreciate all of you for sharing this portal with me. And I wish you all an upcoming holiday blessings, that everything be bright and beautiful and bountiful for 2022. So if you're just coming in, make sure to go back and take a look at some of the things that I mentioned to do that will help you move forward into 2022 so you're prepared. And I will take a couple questions really quick if anybody has questions before I close. Anybody have any questions? Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much, lovely Libra. Libran, thank you. Make sure to go back and to finish it. Anyone else have any questions? I really want to thank you for joining me. So I will leave you for now. And hi, Cosmic Light. Thank you. You're very welcome, Cosmic Light. I love that name. It's very supportive for what we're going through here. Here, I got my bangs going over. So very supporting Cosmic Light. Hey, Scott, how are you? Just stumbled onto this. Watch it from the beginning. Awesome. Good. I hope you're doing well, Scott. I've been thinking about you. Oh, good. Thank you so much, Melissa, for your feedback on the live. I appreciate that. My goal is to start doing more live coming up. So I've been really guided to just kind of get in there with my, my sleeves up and my elbows and just to like do it that way, just at random. So make sure if you guys are not already like following me, subscribed, hit the notification bells and all that good information so that you get notified whenever I come live or when I post any content so that you know. Hi, Hope Love. You're tingling all over. Oh, wow. Thank you for that feedback. Oh, wow. So I have a lot of tingling as well in my throat. Same thing. Thank you so much, William. Thank you. Sending you so much love too. Oh, thank you for saying that, Cosmic. I'm glad you got to this one as well. So I'm happy you found me too. Thank you so much. And welcome to my family. Welcome all of you. All right. Well, have a very blessed holiday and loads of love. Okay. So I will then see you. I'll be back next week for sure. I'm going to do my very best to get something posted for Thursday, but I am not for sure if I will, only because I have family coming in town that day, and I'm actually going out of town to get my mom for the family tomorrow. So I'll do my best, but otherwise I will definitely be back as usual next week, if not. And so if I don't see you, have a very Merry Christmas. Okay. Much love.